Understanding consumer behavior in microeconomics. Microeconomics centers on the behavior of individuals as economic agents. People make unique decisions based on personal preferences, income, and budget constraints. Economists can derive demand curves for various goods and services by analyzing these decisions collectively. One of the key challenges is understanding how different consumers derive satisfaction or utility from the goods they purchase. The law of demand and the role of substitution. Consumer demand is influenced by changes in price, income, and the availability of alternative goods. The law of demand states that a price drop increases consumption while a price hike reduces demand. The substitution effect explains how, if the price of good A rises, consumers shift their spending to a comparable product, good B. This reflects how consumers adjust their choices to maintain the highest possible level of utility. Income effect and consumer budget constraints. As incomes rise, consumers tend to purchase more goods, shifting the demand curve upwards. A consumer's purchasing power determines their ability to buy different goods constrained by a finite budget. The combination of two goods, A and B, that bring equal satisfaction can be represented graphically on an indifference curve. The budget constraint is shown as a line that limits the combinations of goods A and B a consumer can afford. The optimal point of utility is the intersection of the budget constraint and the highest attainable indifference curve, labeled point J. Indifference curves and consumer preferences. Indifference curves map out different combinations of goods that provide the same level of satisfaction to the consumer. These curves illustrate trade-offs, showing how consumers allocate spending between products based on preferences and budget constraints. Higher indifference curves indicate greater satisfaction. A lower quality alternative for good B allows consumers to purchase larger quantities within the same budget. As long as the budget remains fixed, consumers shift their spending to maximize overall utility. Impact of price changes on consumer behavior. When the price of a good increases, it acts similarly to a reduction in consumer income. The budget constraint shifts inward, meaning the consumer can afford fewer units of the more expensive goods. This results in an updated indifference curve where the consumer purchases a smaller quantity of the now expensive good, allocates more of their budget toward the alternative, less costly good. Rational decision-making and economic assumptions. Economic models assume that consumers act rationally, making decisions that maximize utility based on available information. While real-world behavior may not always align perfectly with these models, they provide a strong foundation for understanding spending patterns and market demand shifts.